Join Tim and Christina Madden, co-founders of Executive Career Upgrades, on their podcast, the Executive Career Upgrades Podcast. As an executive in today's highly competitive job market, it can be tough to succeed. However, with Tim's nationally recognized career advice and Christina's mindset expertise, you can reach your full potential. Tune in to upgrade your career and get ahead of the competition.
All right. How is everyone doing today? Hope you well. Hey, welcome to the Executive Career Upgrades Podcast with one of your co-hosts, Tim Madden. Hey, if you don't know, we help those targeting six figures and multiple six figures, right? Helping them get the job, keep the job, and be successful at the job. I just first want to start off with a huge announcement. Bittersweet, but excited for the future. Today actually will be officially the last day we use the name, the Executive Career Upgrades Podcast. This podcast is being rebranded, and we will talk about that shortly, but we've done over 160 episodes over the years. So first, I just want to say thank you tremendously to all of our listeners. What is just absolutely crazy is, if you don't know, this podcast is actually watched and listened to on Apple and Spotify and anywhere you can host a podcast to over 64 countries every single week. And because of this podcast, hey, we've helped transform the lives of just thousands of people around the world. So, and actually just last week inside the Exec Upgrades program, we had, on yesterday, we had 15 different offers come in. Some were negotiating, some are still pending. We just received it, and some were accepted. So it's just been this magnificent journey. So if you've been following us and listening in through the years, hey, we appreciate you, but we are on to something very exciting. We are still committed to helping those in their careers. That's going to be a portion of our new podcast, but we're going to do more things to help you in your career. So definitely stay tuned. And I really hope you watch the first episode. Hey, it's just going to be a continuation. If you don't know the first name of this podcast, if you go back to episode 1 or 2, it was actually Getting Past the Gatekeeper. So like you've transformed over the years, we have transformed as a business and a podcast as well. Before it was, hey, how can I just get to the right person? We had a podcast dedicated to how can I get past the gatekeepers, right? And then we had a podcast of the Executive Career Upgrades, right? How do you brand yourself? How do you get known? How do you handle interviews? How do you get on interviews? And if you've been listening, man, we have just hours and hours of content for you to consume on that. The next one, I'll give you a hint. Hey, we're just talking about overall success. So, being successful in your current role is vital, right? You got to get to the role and you got to be successful at the role. But, well, you're just going to have to stay tuned till next week. We have some exciting updates for you, but I just wanted to give a shout out to all of our listeners. Thank you so much for tuning in throughout the years. And hey, we are committed to bringing you a new and better show to help you continue to level up, not only in your career, but maybe and your business unit, but your life as well. So stay tuned. All right. Do I have any other updates? We talked about we're going to Nashville, Tennessee. This is very exciting. Christina and I are relocating there early next year. So if you live in the Nashville area, hey, hit me up on LinkedIn. Let me know. Maybe we can connect for some coffee. What else is going on? Oh, yeah, that's pretty much it. So, hey, I have a topic that I know so many freaking people struggle with. And again, as always, if you need help in your career, do me a favor, go on over to execupgrades.com/podcast, schedule a free career consultation with our team to see if we may be able to be an additional resource and provide some assistance to you. But hey, today's episode, wrapping up the Executive Career Upgrades Podcast, we're talking about, hey, overcoming self-sabotage and getting out of your own way. Getting out of your own way. It's crazy. So let me talk to you about what I hear the most, right? So inside, if you're a part of the Exec Upgrades community, right, we just made an offer to help people basically publish their first book. Very exciting, right? So I'm in the process, if you don't know, oh yeah, here's another exciting update. I don't know if you know, but I'm writing a new book right now called Start Then Optimize, right? So stay tuned for more content around that. It will be delivered before December 25th. But one of the problems with writing a book is the same problems people have in their freaking career. So let me help you out today. Because here's what I always see time and time again when I meet with people, whether they're executives, directors, VPs, or founders, or business owners, or CEOs. Everybody complains about time all the time. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time. Tim, I wish I could write a book. I just don't have the time. I wish I could go get that new job, and I hate my current job, but I just don't have the time because I'm working. That's really strange, right? It's kind of like we just blame this thing on time. Because when we try to add something, we think we need to get more time. But let me help you stand out of your own way. You have time for anything that's important in your life. So most of the time, what people do when they want to embark on a new journey, like writing a book, they think about, oh my God, when am I going to get this done? Here's an easy solution, step one, to help not stand in your own way when it comes to time management, okay? Is what is not serving you in your life. If you're talking about overcoming self-sabotage and doubt, let's get the biggest thing that's impacting you right now out of the damn way. And it's things that are not serving you in your life. If it does not enhance your life, enhance your career, enhance your relationship with your spouse and faith, etc., why is it in your life? One of the things that I had to do, right, a while back is round of applause for Tim Madden. Hey, I quit chewing tobacco after, 18 to 41, 23 years? 23 years I chewed tobacco. You don't want to know why I really quit? Was it because of the health benefits? Yeah, a little, right? But do you know what the main reason was? I started looking at how much of this, this ritual, this habit, this bad habit was taking out of my life. So let me explain this to you, right? I would chew tobacco all the time in the military. I would chew tobacco while I'm working. I would chew tobacco all the time. So what do you have to do if you want to chew tobacco? You have to go to the store to buy tobacco. You have to put the tobacco in your mouth. Okay. For some of you, this is disgusting. I'm sorry, but I'm hitting it home for you. Okay. You have to find a cup to spit in. You have to spit in the cup. Then you're done with the chewing tobacco after a certain amount of time. You throw it away. You have to rinse your mouth out. And then that's rinse, repeat several times per day. When I started to think about who I wanted to become in life, right? I started to think about, hey, what are some things I'm going to have to give up? Man, you know what? I probably have to give up chewing tobacco because it steals from me 45 to 60 minutes of every single day. And it doesn't serve me. It doesn't help me. It doesn't progress my future forward. So sure, we could talk about the health benefits and all of these other things, but really it was just, hey, for me to be who I really want to be, which is a person who helps people and a role model for other people. That's another reason, right? But the main reason was, hey, man, I'm on a mission to help people and I need anything that's not helping me get there, I need to delete. So when you talk about self-sabotage, okay, here's what most people are going to say. I don't have the time to improve my situation. I don't have the time. I don't have the time. I don't have the time. Yeah, I know you don't have the time because you're drinking wine, you're effing off, right? You're wasting time. You're scrolling endlessly online and so many other reasons. What could you possibly do with your life if you deleted all of the bad stuff that you know doesn't serve you and you could actually insert and replace it with good, positive habits to push your life forward? What would that do for you? I encourage you today, pull out your phone. What's your average view time per day on your phone? How long do you spend on these different apps, etc.? Most of the time, people think they don't have time to improve their situation. So they stay stuck and them doubting themselves and everything. Okay. Plus, doing those negative actions that don't serve you impacts you psychologically as well. It's kind of like, hey, I don't really care about myself. It's sad to say that. Hey, it's sad for me to tell you, it's sad for me to look back and be like, I chewed tobacco all those years. And man, that was so bad for me. I spent so much money. It stole so much time out of my life. What's stealing time from you, man? So activity. What do you do with your time every single day? I have it. Tim Madden has a success schedule that I share with clients. And I say, hey, I'm sleeping for 8 hours. I'm going to work for 8 to 10 to 12 hours. The rest of my hours are going to determine the quality of my life. So what are you going to do with your extra hours? I would encourage you to do positive things. Mia from sunny Arizona, I see you. Thanks for tuning in today. So, hey, number one. Number two, right? Recognize your patterns. You need to identify what are these self-sabotaging behaviors. Is it procrastination? Is it perfectionism? Is it making excuses? I don't know what it is for you, but everyone has indicators on why they are self-sabotaging themselves or overthinking, right? For some people, again, let's recap. It's procrastinating, trying to be a perfectionist, or making excuses. What are they for you? First step, or well, really as that self-awareness. Okay. And we need to reflect on moments when we've held ourselves back and explore the reasons behind those actions. Often it's a fear of failure. So let's talk about perfectionism, fear of failure, perfectionism. I got to just do it right until it's the perfect. You do that because you're scared to fail. I'm not saying don't put time, effort, and energy into products, right? Or into certain things of your life within reason, though. All right. So if you don't know, right, Christina, my beautiful wife, she has a problem too. She's probably tuning in. She is a perfectionist. She is a perfectionist. And our house, if you go into our house, right, at any point, morning, night, etc., it could be definitely on the Better Homes and Gardens magazine, right? It could absolutely be on the magazine. That thing is spotless 100% of the time. I mean, like water spilled, water's cleaned up. Little man just took out a book, barely put the book down, put back up the book. So, hey, what is it for you? You need to recognize your patterns. That's the first step, or recognize back to time, right? Where is my time going that's not serving me? Change your internal dialogue, number two. Self-sabotage often stems from negative self-talk. Start by catching yourself when you think negatively or doubt your abilities and replace those thoughts with affirmations, positive statements. Shared this with you before, but if you're going out to go on a run and we get a couple steps and we say, oh my God, this is so hard. I can't do this. I can't do this. That sends a trigger to your mind that you actually can't do this. How do you talk to yourself? There's so many people, I'm getting older in life now. I forget how old I am. I was born in 83. Am I 41 or 42? 83, 37, 41. Thanks, Alex. Right? But I look back now and I start thinking, man, do you know most of the people I talk to focus on this negative self-talk dialogue thing? Yeah, but Tim, what if this happens? What if this happens? What if this happens? And then I'll say, well, yeah, but this. Yeah, but what if this is this? It's like, man, if you want to think of excuses on why things aren't going to happen for you, there's a long list. There is the longest list. But here's what I can guarantee you. If you don't put your full effort forward and attack whatever you're trying to get out of life, that will not happen. So you basically have two options. Option one, sit here and think about all of the reasons I shouldn't do something, can't do it, never been done, etc. Or number two, take daily action towards our targets. I know what I'm doing. What are you going to do? Most people do not have clear intentional goals. That will definitely self-sabotage yourself all the time. It's all in learning how to control your mind. I know it's cheesy to say that, but we get what we put our attention on. And if we put our attention on why it's not going to work, why we shouldn't do things, you're going to get more of the same. I put my attention on my goals multiple times a day, and I'm intentional with them. And I make sure I'm, working towards them every single day. And most days it is a pain in the ass. But as I've stated before, there's two pains anyway, man. Either you're going to have the pain of regretting what you didn't do, or you're going to have the pain of actually achieving it, but having to go through the hard steps to actually achieve it. You have to have goals, and there has to be a why behind your goal. Otherwise, why do anything? Perfectionism will paralyze you, as we stated before. That's why each day I focus on progress and not like perfection, right? So I'm working on a project right now, right? And I try not to be so damn critical of myself all the time. So I started this project yesterday, spent about an hour on it, and then it started to come together. I still have a tremendous amount of work to do on it, but I'm like, hey, I got to win. I got some progress. Today, I'm going to get some progress on it as well. Tomorrow, I'm going to get some progress. I'm not going to think about overthink it, right? It's kind of the same thing. We're helping some clients inside the ECU program become published authors for the first time. That's why most people can't write a book. They just overthink everything. They don't focus on progress. Writing a book's actually pretty easy if you have a framework. It's like, hey, if each week we're chunking it down, okay? We're chunking it down into little daily things that we have to do every day. Man, writing a book's easy. Getting in shape's easy. Eating right's easy. Can you stay committed and focus on progress, though? And the last one, accountability. Why most people don't reach their goals, why people overthink stuff, why people sabotage themselves. They don't have an accountability partner. They don't have someone pushing them, man. Especially if you're an adult, as a director, VP, or an executive, listen to this podcast. You don't have no parents anymore, man. You have parents, right? But they're not telling you to get up at 6. They're not telling you, hey, you know, Joanne, you got to work late. There's no one to what's called in the military police you up and holds you accountable right now. So the problem is it typically falls on yourself. Get accountability partner. Get in a group. If you're trying to learn, get better at running, hey, join a local running group. Join a local fitness center where there's group activities, right? You're trying to quit alcohol. Hey, join a group. Drugs, join a group. Trying to get a job at a high level. Hey, join our group. We will help you be accountable so that you get progress every single day. But a lot of you are trying to go somewhere you've never been by yourself. That sounds like a horrible idea. Who wants to go to Mount Everest by themselves? Dude, I don't know what to pack. I don't know what the best gear is. I don't know the route. I know there's some stuff with breathing up there. You need breathing masks, but do I have to prepare before? Sounds crazy, right? So why would you do something? Why would you not do something that's really important to you, right? Why would you not do that with a group of people? So many people try to make life so hard on themselves because they don't take the time to actually, hey, how can I overcome self-sabotage and get out of my own way and become present and not let my subconscious mind take over? So let's recap. Hey, you got to learn how to manage your time. You got to recognize patterns. You got to change your internal dialogue. You got to set clear goals. You got to focus on progress, not perfection. And you need accountability. I am assuming, I'm making a very general, very specific assumption right now. If you are struggling with something in your life or you're self-sabotaging yourself, you can't overcome it, I guarantee you right now, you definitely don't have clear goals. You're definitely not, doing positive self-talk. You don't probably know what the patterns are. You're not getting any progress and you have no accountability. Well, yeah, no wonder. Getting help, being in masterminds, even like a running group's kind of like a mastermind, right? This is the ultimate hack to life. Being with people that are farther along in the journey than you. So why would you do this by yourself? Speaking of that, hey, October 8th and 10th, we have a business mastermind. We have 1 seat left and the cutoff is, sorry, Apple and Spotify, it is November 1st. So we have 1 more seat to fill. Hey, if you own a business or you are an executive and you're looking to level up in that arena, hey, go on over to email me at tim@execupgrades.com. We have 1 seat left. It's going to be a beautiful time. We rented out a beautiful resort conference room. The food's going to be just world class. Love to see you there. Got 1 more seat left. But hey, this is the final episode. There will be one next week, don't worry, on the same channel, but it's going to be rebranded. I'm excited for this new chapter, right, in the podcast realm to continue to bring you content to help level up in life. Until next week, have a great day, everyone.